Have you ever been in a room full of people but still felt completely alone? Yeah, that's loneliness. But here's the wild part. Loneliness doesn't always mean being alone. And connection? That's not just about having people around. It's about being seen, heard, and understood. Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of loneliness and connection. Why we feel lonely even when surrounded by others. Why our brains crave connection like oxygen, and how we can build real, healthy bonds in a disconnected world. Welcome to Psyche Corner TV, the place where your mind meets meaning. If you love exploring human behavior, emotions, and the science behind why we do what we do, you're in the right place. So, grab a seat, grab a snack, and let's get connected. Literally. Loneliness is often misunderstood. We think it's something that happens only to loners or people without friends. But research says, nope. Even people with huge social circles can feel lonely. Psychologists define loneliness as the gap between the social connection you have and the one you want. So it's not about quantity, it's about quality. In 2018, a study by Cigna found that nearly half of Americans feel lonely on a regular basis. And yes, that includes people in relationships, families, and workplaces. So if you've ever felt lonely, congratulations, you're human. Our brains were designed for connection. From an evolutionary perspective, being alone used to mean danger, predators, starvation, no protection. So our brains developed a social alarm system, loneliness, to push us back toward the group. It's basically your brain saying, hey, you need people. Go find your tribe before the saber-toothed tiger finds you. Let's get into some science because this is Psyche Corner TV and we love a good dopamine fact. When we connect with someone like sharing a laugh or getting a hug, our brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It lowers stress, boosts trust, and even strengthens your immune system. In short, human connection is a biological superpower. Loneliness, on the other hand, activates the amygdala, the fear center of the brain. It triggers a state of hypervigilance where you start perceiving the world as unsafe or unfriendly. That's why chronic loneliness can lead to anxiety, depression, and even physical health problems like heart disease. It's not just in your head, it's in your body. But here's something amazing. When you start building genuine relationships, your brain chemistry literally changes. You rewire your neural pathways for trust, empathy, and belonging. That's neuroplasticity in action, and it's powerful. Let's talk about the elephant in the Wi-Fi: social media. We live in the most connected era in human history, yet loneliness rates are skyrocketing. How's that possible? Because digital connection is not always emotional connection. Liking a post isn't the same as saying, hey, how are you really doing? Social media gives us the illusion of connection without the emotional intimacy that our brains crave. It is like eating fast food for the soul. It fills you up for a second but leaves you empty later. But don't worry, tech isn't the villain. It's all about how you use it. If you use it to share, learn, and genuinely connect, that's gold. If it becomes your replacement for real-life intimacy, that's when loneliness sneaks in. So what does real connection look like psychologically? Psychologists like Abraham Maslow and Carl Rogers gave us a few clues. Maslow placed love and belonging right in the middle of his hierarchy of needs, right after food, water, and safety. And Rogers emphasized unconditional positive regard, feeling accepted for who you are. Connection thrives in three conditions: vulnerability, which is letting people see the real you; empathy, understanding others without judgment; and consistency, showing up again and again. The irony? We often avoid vulnerability because we fear rejection, but vulnerability is exactly what creates connection. When you say, I'm struggling, and someone says, me too, that's magic. That's where loneliness dissolves. So, what can you do if you're feeling lonely? Here are a few psychology-backed tips. First, name it. Recognize what kind of loneliness you're feeling. emotional, social, or existential. Once you name it, you can address it. Second, reconnect intentionally. Text that friend, join a club, volunteer. Even small talk with your barista or neighbor builds micro-connections that rewire your brain for belonging. Third, be the connector. Instead of waiting to be invited, create the invitation. Connection is reciprocal, and it starts with you. And fourth, practice self-connection. Loneliness can't always be solved externally. Meditation, journaling, or creative expression helps you reconnect with yourself, the most important relationship you'll ever have. And remember, being alone doesn't have to mean being lonely. Solitude can actually help you recharge and rediscover who you are. Loneliness is not a weakness. It's a signal, a gentle reminder that you're built for connection, love, and belonging. When we understand that, we stop seeing loneliness as a curse and start using it as a compass, guiding us back to people, purpose, and presence. So, next time you feel disconnected, reach out, even in small ways. Smile at someone. Call a friend. Join a community. You never know whose loneliness you might be healing, including your own. Because at the end of the day, connection is what makes us human, and loneliness, though painful, reminds us how much we truly need one another. Thanks for watching Psyche Corner TV, where we explore the beauty and mystery of the human mind. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs a little light today, and don't forget to subscribe, because the next episode might just change how you see yourself. Stay curious, stay kind, and remember, connection starts with you.